It's literally October. Halloween and Thanksgiving have not even happened yet. It's still warm outside. The leaves are not even beginning to turn. And somehow my For You page is already covered in Christmas. We've got people doing early Christmas decor hauls, restocking for Christmas, getting Christmas themed shower hygiene routines. And it's still pumpkin spice season. I knew people love Christmas. Okay, I know that Christmas is nostalgic and cozy, but people on TikTok are losing their minds over getting ready for Christmas when it's not even close to being the Christmas vibes out. We still have 2 months out to go, and we still have holidays to celebrate before we get there. And I understand Christmas is cozy, nostalgic, it's comforting for most people. But when we start celebrating it in October, it starts to feel a lot less authentic and much more like a marketing strategy. And not just a marketing strategy, but it feels very forced. So today we're going to talk about how TikTok has completely jumped the gun on Christmas, the overconsumption behind it, the way stores are pushing it earlier every single year, and what it actually says about the culture we've built around feeling festive. So let's start with the obvious. I was seeing Christmas content start around the end of September, even the beginning of September. It started very early this year, and I never noticed this happening before, at least not this early. People were always into decorating for Christmas, putting up the Christmas trees earlier, but September though, really? Like the fall trends were still being pushed in the algorithm and they weren't even died down yet, and then now we're seeing Christmas. It's like the algorithm basically said, all right, next holiday. And it's not just that stores are putting Christmas stock out early. It beats me as to why, but these influencers are not helping when they're skipping seasons entirely. The reason why I think this is so forced is because we see a lot of these influencers posting Christmas decor videos when they're still wearing clothes that you would wear when it's really warm outside. And I get that some places do not get snow like we do in Canada. Some places it is more warm, but I think in September, when we're known to get like a second heat wave of summer, that's why it might feel more forced to me than it does for some people who live in more tropical places. But looking out the window, I see clear blue skies, the sun shining, green. I don't see any bits of orange or red or rust color leaves. It's all green. Actually, the only bit of brown I see is the dead grass over in the park across the street from me because it's been so hot and dry. So perhaps I'm biased in why this doesn't feel like Christmas to me, because where I live in Ontario, Canada, it is still blistering hot. Regardless of me wearing this brown sweater today, I have air conditioning in my house. Regardless of me having a cold at the moment, it is still hot outside. Another reason why I think seeing Christmas content pushed out so early pisses me off is because we have winter. Like winter's one of the longest seasons we have in Ontario. Winter here lasts like half the year. Fall is this like a little bitty season we get. So I'm trying to like soak up the best season in my opinion for as long as possible. And here we are seeing people push it out sooner than they have to for Christmas. In winter, 4 p.m. outside is pitch dark. It's absolutely freezing. We get mostly slush. We are lucky if we get nice snow, fluffy snow in the winter. Most of the time it's just black ice, slush, and so the idea of rushing winter, no thank you. I will pass. And like I said, I can see why people in warmer climates romanticize the season. It's cozy, there's hot chocolate, there's cozy lights, there's old school Christmas movies, Christmas music on repeat. It's very comforting, especially when the world feels chaotic. Christmas gives people something to look forward to. But in my humble opinion, I do think there is a time to start pushing the Christmas season. I think middle of November would be more appropriate than the beginning of September or even October. Because right now, even for a place that does have cold climates, the world outside still feels like summer. It doesn't match and it's just playing pretend.
Let's go Christmas shopping at Walmart. Okay, look, I know I say this every time. Yes, it's September. Yes, it's early, but I feel like if you don't go now, you miss out on all of the best stuff, which kind of sucks because it's nice to enjoy the seasons when they're actually happening, but we're just gonna go check out what they have, so let's go. Honestly so surprised with how much Christmas stuff is out in stores. I know it's not necessarily that early for retail because it is almost October. It just feels early to me because I am still in such a fall and Halloween mood. But that's going to be a wrap on our little Christmas shopping adventure. So thank you for coming with me, and I will see you next time.
So I totally understand why she would want to go get Christmas decor early. Her point was valid. Like, these things are not going to be around. If you want to decorate and you need new decorations, go when there's a lot to choose from and there's not slim pickings from everybody just raiding the stores and getting all the cute stuff. So I can understand that standpoint. She did say like, hey, I'm still in a fall mindset. But the thing that baffles me is that stores are pushing this out so early. Like, not even just little tiny bits and pieces of Christmas decor, but full on Christmas mode is on. And that's what baffles me the most because they still have so much fall stuff to get rid of. You'd think they would want to push that out more considering it's still warm outside. Where she was, it was full-blown sunny. She had a t-shirt on, so clearly it's not cold. She might live in a warmer climate. I don't know for sure. As a Canadian, I'm going to be looking at it from a Canadian standpoint. Like, it's still warm here. It's not cold out. The Christmas vibes are not anywhere close to happening yet. So that's my viewpoint when watching these videos. My own personal experience and where I live is going to basically influence my critique of the videos we're watching today and just this whole thing in general. So keep that in mind. The point of me showing this video wasn't to point out the creator or anything like that, but to point out the stores itself. Like, why are the stores doing this? Because it's not just the influencer's fault. We are all human. As soon as we see something cute in the store or see something pushed onto us, we naturally gravitate towards those things. Like, I've started a book podcast recently with my sister-in-law Cass and our friend Beth. And before, I was taking my time reading books. I was doing my Kindle more. And now that I'm on Book Talk more often than not because I'm looking for new books to read and just I'm really into reading a lot right now. Basically all I do in my free time. I keep seeing special edition books and things pushed in my face that I find really nice and that I want. And so I find myself gravitating towards purchasing those items. Not that I've purchased a lot, but I did purchase the 20th year anniversary edition of Twilight, so I will say that. The point is, retailers have been moving Christmas in earlier and earlier every single year. What used to start in late November has slowly crept into early November, then October, and now some stores start putting out Christmas decor before Thanksgiving even happens. And it's not because they're trying to make your home look cuter for Christmas or sooner, it's because the earlier Christmas starts, the more time there is to spend money. That's all it comes down to. Money, 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 money.
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money.
That's literally the entire point. When you walk into a store in October and the aisles are already filled with Christmas tree decorations and porch decorations, matching pajamas, Christmas scented candles, wrapping paper, and new holiday collections of items you own 20 of, that's not really to get you to feel festive, but it's more about getting you into spending mode before you even realize it. And we are all guilty of this. Unless you have very strong willpower, which kudos to you, teach us all how to do it. How do you do it? Let me know in the comments. Another thing stores know is that customers love nostalgia. We all want to go back in time and live in our childhood with all the cozy memories, the old school movies, the old school music. We really, really want to get back to that time period in our lives where we felt carefree and safe. If you didn't have that experience, I'm very sorry. I know that not everyone's experiences are the same. Some people don't celebrate Christmas because it brings back terrible memories. So I am empathetic with that. But for a lot of people, Christmas is a joyful season, and their childhood was joyful around Christmas. And Christmas taps into emotion more than any other holiday. So if they can make you feel like Christmas, then they get you to buy like Christmas, making you buy Christmas decor so you can start setting up ASAP. The problem though is that the stuff they're selling is not made to last. It's like fast fashion, but decor, and it's so badly made, it's crazy. Like, it's just junk that's gonna end up in a landfill or in a thrift store like 2 or 3 years down the road, if not the next year. We saw this with a lot of Halloween decor. I saw a lot of TikToks, people pointing out the inconsistencies with the decor that was being sold in stores. Bad paint jobs, bad attention to detail, just utter junk, but at top tier pricing. And so when you see the quality, if you actually pay attention to the quality of the things that are sold in like HomeSense, Winners, Marshalls, Home Goods for those of you in the States, you'll see that a lot of this stuff is not well made. It's not good quality, it's not made to last, and usually it's to fit the trend that's happening that year.
Let me de-influence you from all this mass-produced Halloween stuff that's already flooding stores. and the one true reason you really shouldn't be buying it. And this is just one store, but like every single chain store is like this now. This is a giant ghost. Where are you going to store this? It was expensive. And look at the quality of this. The paint job. And this was definitely over $50 and really tall. Where are you going to store it? It looks like it's so thin and easily breakable. This whole end cap is basically a micro trend. Like Summerween is totally a fun thing, but capitalism got a hold of it. And again, the main reason I feel like we shouldn't be buying this stuff is because the quality is so low and the price just keeps going up and up. Look at this. You can barely tell what this is. And the paint job, are y'all seeing this? A very small child could do better. Here's another. This was like a greeter. It was maybe like, it was over a foot tall. You can already see like above the eyes, there's dirt marks. But again, the paint job is horrific. Why are you spending your money on this stuff when it's such low quality? These are just horrifying. Who is buying these? I hate these. Again, with the micro trend that every single store is trying to capitalize on, and you might think like, oh, that's fun, that's my aesthetic, but are you really gonna like that next year or the year after that or in 5 years? This is going to end up in a thrift store next year. Like, this has to be a joke. This was actually on the shelves at a chain store, and it wasn't just this one. They were all like this. Look at that sloppy paint job.
This year, for example, in the summer, we saw a lot of bows, pink and blue items. Pink is really in this year. So now we're seeing pink Christmas decor even. These things are not made to last. If they're made to fit the trend's going to die out, and those things are going to end up in the landfill sooner rather than later. Most of this holiday decor is not heirloom quality. It's not something you'll pass down to your kids. It's mass produced, low quality, and ridiculously expensive for what it is. You'll see people doing $400 Christmas hauls from Target or Home Goods or HomeSense, filling their carts with ornaments, garlands, ceramic trees, holiday mugs, all these different items that will be seriously outdated next year. By next Christmas, the trends will change, a new color palette will be popular, a new aesthetic Christmas takes over TikTok, and then the cycle continues. This year's Clean Girl Christmas, for example. The next year will be Maximalist Christmas. The next year after that is Scandinavian Minimalist Christmas. The trend cycle has made holiday traditions disposable. And the irony is, a lot of the thrift stores that we go to are already overflowing with last year's Christmas junk. And the reason why no one wants it is because it's just that. It's junk. It's not fitting the trends. No one wants it unless it's like vintage, old school, like very much heirloom quality items. Then that might be different. Then people might actually want that because a lot of people, like I said earlier, are grabbing onto that nostalgic Christmas. Things that will never ever go out of style. But now we're so into trend culture that we've literally created a waste cycle around a holiday that's supposed to be about gratitude and simplicity. We've completely lost the plot with Christmas. And if you watched my video from last year talking about like Christmas hauls and things like that, you would know how much I hate how materialistic Christmas has become. I talked about my grief with my grandfather who had passed away. His birthday's Christmas Eve. We always used to get together. We had holiday traditions. Christmas with my family was one of my favorite things ever. And after he passed, that holiday became very hard for me. And the year after he passed, like that Christmas was so hard to get through. And I did cry on the internet a little bit, which I hate to say I did, but I was one of those people who cried at the end of that video talking about the loss and how once you lose somebody that you love so much, holiday materialism and gifts and things like that do not matter nearly as much as they used to because your perspective changes. And something I like to hold on to that my Nana says a lot is that it's just stuff. She doesn't want stuff, she just wants time. I'm kind of taking that in as I get older. Like, I understand what she means now. Stuff is just stuff. It sits in the garage or an attic. It collects over time. You don't know what to do with it. And then one day, it all gets thrown away or passed down.
Christmas shopping. I know what you guys are thinking. Aaliyah, are you crazy? In September, what do you mean you're going Christmas shopping? And yes, the answer is yes, I am crazy. Guys, I don't know what it is, but this past week I've been seeing so many shopping vlogs, so many Christmas hauls, and I'm like, I need to get in the store and see what there is because everything this year is so freaking cute. So today, we're going to Walmart, TJ Maxx, and Ross to see what Christmas decorations they have out so far, and I am so excited. So enough yapping, let's head to the store and see what we can find.
So the reason I'm showing you guys this video is because what she says at the beginning is very eye-opening into how TikTok and influencers play into the Christmas overconsumption earlier and earlier every single year. She says, I know it's October, I know I'm crazy, but I don't know what it is. I've been seeing Christmas hauls and Christmas vlogs, and everything is so freaking cute. I just need to get my hands on it, which I understand. I understand the desire to want cute things and to fall for trends. I'm not immune to that myself. I totally get it. The point is that TikTok and social media and what we see online, whether it's on our Facebook feeds or whether you consume short form media like this, YouTube videos, it all plays a massive role in fueling this overconsumption. Why is this? Because Christmas content performs. It's cozy, nostalgic, it's warm, and it triggers an emotional response in people, whether good or bad. And creators know once they start posting this Christmas content, they'll be rewarded with engagement. And often, if you're in the States for short form platforms like this, money. There's also this pressure to be the first one to do it. You don't want to be copying someone else. So a lot of people will start early because they want to be the trendsetter. They want to be that person, to be the it girl of Christmas decor or to have the most aesthetic setup. So we get this huge wave of restock Christmas, Christmas hygiene hauls. Look at what I'm getting. Decorate my home for Christmas with me. I'm setting up my Christmas tree early. They want to start a trend because if they start the trend, they get the most engagement. And the crazy part is, which I don't understand, really, is that it's working. Like, you look at the comments and people are like, oh my gosh, I want this. Yes, I'm here on Christmas Talk. I am so happy to be here. Don't let me get off Christmas Talk. You've inspired me to get out my tree already. Let's start decorating. I'm going Christmas shopping now. The cycle just keeps feeding itself. And if we are going to change the overconsumption cycle, we need to stop partaking in this overconsumption earlier and earlier every single year, because one day, mark my words, we're going to start seeing Christmas content in frickin' June or something. What I think is a lot of this might just be people who are really prone to falling for trends and want to partake in cozy, aesthetic, warm feelings, which I understand. I like being warm and cozy too. But another part of this is that it's performative festivity. So a version of Christmas that's more about the look of Christmas, not really about the atmosphere. And then you get people like this girl. I'm going to read what she posted on TikTok, but she says, I can't even listen to Christmas music without getting emotional. I love Christmas so much. I want to put up my tree right now. I want to start wrapping presents and go look at Christmas lights. I want Christmas movies, Christmas cocktails, and Christmas parties. I want to see Santa in his sleigh. I want it all now. This response is more about the emotional response we talked about, how Christmas invokes a lot of emotion in people. And clearly this person finds comfort in Christmas and they want to have all the experiences with Christmas. Sometimes people will start decorating their home as almost like a wishful thinking sort of thing. But unfortunately, because of the weather outside and the fact that it's not actually Christmas, the activities that people want to do, like wrapping Christmas gifts, way too early to do that, looking at Christmas lights, seeing Santa in sleigh on people's yards, it's so early that it wouldn't make sense for people to decorate. Inside your house is one thing, outside of your house and hosting all these events that probably no one would show up to in 27-degree weather is just not likely.
Decorating for Christmas today, and I don't care what anybody says. I know it's still September, but last year I didn't get around to decorating until like mid-December, and it was tragic, okay? I wanted to decorate sooner, but things kept coming up and I kept putting it off. I love Christmas time, and I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. And when I told my kids we were decorating, it made them so happy. So I'm like, you know what? We're doing it. We're decorating for Christmas, okay? It's about to be October, and before we know it, it'll be Christmas time. Honestly, it takes some stuff off my plate. I feel like I can kind of spread it out. You know, today we did the living room, we decorated the tree, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do the bathroom. I don't have to like rush and do it, you know. This makes me so happy. Like, I love the Christmas lights. I love Christmas time. It's my favorite time of year. Okay? One thing I will say about us is we're not like the aesthetic Christmas family. Like, I want it to be like the 90s where there's a million Christmas things and none of them match, okay? I want all the different Christmas things. Try to buy something each year to add to our Christmas collection, so we're gonna have to go to Hobby Lobby together and pick a couple things out. I'm so excited. Merry Christmas!
Yes, it's early. Yes, it's nearly October when she posted this. The thing is, guys, like, I think if you want to decorate early for Christmas, that's totally your prerogative. You're able to do that. Her kids were super happy and excited. I can understand people wanting to decorate early. The thing I have a hard time understanding is why some people may want to decorate the inside of their house when the outside doesn't match. To me, it just doesn't feel right. It just clashes. And also, it's still fall and people go haywire for fall decor the minute the spooky season starts coming around. But we haven't gotten out of that yet. Some people don't celebrate Halloween, but most people do decorate their house for the fall season. Pumpkins, rust-colored things. That's cozy in and of itself. The one thing I do want to point out in her video is that I do love the fact that she's going for a more nostalgic Christmas and using decor that she already had at home. She gets a few things every year to add to her Christmas collection. That is totally normal. And the fact she had a huge bin of things that she reuses every single year, absolutely fantastic. I love that. And her children are going to love her for that because she's giving her children the experience that we experienced when we were young. Instead of this like cheap, trendy Christmas that I see a lot of people doing, you get this wholesome, nostalgia Christmas that just feels so much more authentic. Now, early Christmas content isn't new. We've established this early on in the video, but for me, it feels a lot different this year. Maybe it's because the economy is rough and people are craving comfort. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and the world is pretty divided. There's a lot of hostility that I see going around. It's really unfortunate, but it does make sense when people are this way and are experiencing or exposed to negativity like this, they cling to the things that give them comfort. Or perhaps maybe it's because the TikTok trend cycle has sped up so fast that holidays now blend into one another. Like Christmas has become the new fall reset, which was the new summer refresh, and which was the new spring haul. There's no pause anymore. It's almost like the new Apple update where the end of the songs on Apple Music kind of clash together and mesh together, which I don't like that feature, by the way. It just messes up the whole song and my vibe, but that's exactly how the holidays feel. It just kind of like meshes together and things are starting before the previous thing actually happens or ends. Some of us have completely blurred the lines between celebrating something and consuming it. And I feel like that's why the Christmas craze just feels so empty. Almost like there's nothing to anticipate anymore. It's just gone. Like we want it, we got it. There's no anticipation. There's nothing to look forward to. And if we start Christmas in October, then what do we have to look forward to in December? New Year's? Like for me, New Year's does not really matter. I'm more into like Christmas, spending time with family. The end of November even, putting up Christmas decorations, like getting into the vibe when it's environmentally appropriate to get into the vibe. And before you come at me, I'm not saying you shouldn't love Christmas or decorating for Christmas. I just think there's a time and a place, and beginning of September and October is not it. If you do want to feel festive without overdoing it or participating in overconsumption and falling into that trap, there are ways you can do it sustainably. So reusing what you already have, buying things secondhand at the thrift store, there's probably tons of stuff there. You could even make your own decorations. Make your own decorations with your kids. That's like a great fun activity to do. Or if you really want to be sustainable, focus on experiences, time, more than stuff. Baking with your kids, decorating together, like focus on creating an experience rather than just buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff. Hosting a cozy movie night instead of endless buying. And maybe, just maybe, let's get through Halloween or Thanksgiving. If you celebrate those, just get through the fall season before we set up the Christmas tree, because Christmas is not supposed to be a competition. It's supposed to be mainly something you feel, not something you buy.
'Tis the season for a little bit of overconsumption, and I tell you something, I used to feel so overwhelmed with this lead up to like the festive period, Christmas itself. You know, it's like buy this, do that. We're constantly being fed all of these messages of what the perfect Christmas looks like, which often means spending loads of money, buying loads of new things. And actually, when I really get clear on what a good Christmas is for me, it's being able to go into social situations with my family and friends feeling calm and regulated, which actually means stepping back from a lot of that stuff. And obviously, like, I love this time of year. I love all the joy that comes with Christmas. Last year, I really got into like doing Christmas crafts and baking. But I just think we really do put so much emphasis on the stuff we buy, whereas actually so much of the joy is found in other places. So yeah, if you also feel that, then same. I'm going to try and share loads of little tips and things that you can do to help ease some of that. Oh, but yeah, who actually needs more stuff?
At the end of the day, the problem isn't people just loving Christmas. It's the fact that it's become mainly content now. And that's basically how anything is now. It's mainly just content. The irony about all of this is that the overspending, the early decorating, the endless hauls ends up dulling the very magic we're chasing. And I think deep down, most of us miss when Christmas did feel really special. When the decorations came out at the end of November, early December, when we saw the Christmas lights on people's house flickering in the white fresh snow, if you have snow, that is. And the focus wasn't really on what we had, but who we were spending it with. Instead of falling into this trap and setting up Christmas stuff early, maybe just enjoy the season you're in. Take it day by day. Don't rush it. Enjoy it. Enjoy October. Embrace the fall season. Christmas will come soon enough. It always does, especially if you live in Canada. And honestly, it's way more magical when we wait for it and anticipate it. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Christmas craze on TikTok right now. Let me know what you think. Are you someone who loves decorating early, or are you more of like a yearn for Christmas type? If you listen to my podcast, you know I'm all about the yearning. I love a good yearn. Either way, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all, and until next time.